Welcome to Cinekuest video episode number 65. Today, our video game extravaganza continues with one of the greatest video games that eventually was made into movies. Well,
also,
I don't know video games, so I'm just talking out of my ass.
That's okay,
sorry.
Ray. Paul and I are here to help you.
You all can help me, all right?
This.
I'm still
I don't know shit about the game.
the police
with you, Ray.
at this, so
I would definitely say it has one of the greatest soundtracks or most memorable scores.
Double Dragon.
Yeah, Double Dragon. Not so much the movie, but the game series has, it's still, I think they're still remixing the living fuck out of it in the later versions, and plenty of fans or whatever that do this shit. They love that.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah. Actually, there's a lot of video game websites.
Wait,
and radio
it's called
stations.
Plenty of Fans?
No. Jesus Christ, Ray. I mean, like actual people. Excuse me.
Oh,
Plenty of fans of the series.
I thought this was the only fans.
No. Like if you wanted specifics,
games.
there's like I think OC Remix. There's VG Mix, or it used to be. There's this other site called Dwelling of Duels. That they have like a different topic or theme every month, and people will just, all right, this month, we're doing Mario, or this month we're doing Castlevania, and like they'll do.
Speaking of Mario, if you haven't heard it yet, we have a Super Mario Brothers movie that we just released, probably 2 weeks ago, from the time that you're hearing this.
Yeah,
so check that out if you can. So Roland. Wait. Before I forget this every single time. Before we go on, introduce Ray, your host, or my other podcast contributor.
Yes. I am he who is Roland.
Yes, and our pundit in the Pacific Northwest studios.
Yes. Another visitor to these shores. This is Daniel.
And we have a new guest joining us today. You want to give your name or your first name or your alias?
Sure. This will be fine as guesting today, Paul.
All right.
Hello,
first time
guesting today,
first
Paul.
time guest of MoQuest Studios. Special guest.
Long time lurker. Yes.
Number one fan. I'm pretty sure I saw.
I think we agreed that after 3 guest spots, you become no longer special, just a normal contributor. So hopefully, Paul, you can reach that level and become normal like everyone else. Yes. But until then, we will treat you with more respect than we will the normal podcast person. So
nobody's going to hold anything against you if you don't join us on any of the U-Bowl films. I completely understand.
This is already better than a lot of MLM strategies. So.
Okay.
So Double Dragon. Hold on, before we continue. Roland, you are giving us information on the video games themselves,
right? Because
we want to inform the listeners, not just spew our nonsense as we normally would. So please, continue.
I'm mostly fine with that. But
if anyone else has any information on the video game that Roland has missed, please. Feel free to interject.
To jump in and correct me or elaborate. So, Double Dragon in Japanese pronounced Daburu Doragon. Yes, it is. It's a 1987 beat-em-up video game developed by Technos, Japan, for the arcade originally, while the license has been managed by many companies over the years. Taito originally distributed them internationally, but other publishers have created console ports and sequels. These include TradeWest, Accolade, Telegames, Arc System Works, which I think currently Arc System Works owns the most recent license. Atlas, Aolith, which is a South Korean developer, Nintendo, and Activision, among others. The game's a spiritual and technological successor to Technos' earlier beat-em-up, Renegade. But introduced several additions such as 2-player cooperative gameplay and the ability to arm oneself with an enemy's weapon.
So Double Dragon has a bunch of sequels. That's cool, Roland.
Yes, it does. Unlike the movie, unfortunately. So the game, this isn't.
Yeah, I should have met his lawyers.
Yeah, that's right. That's such a great line.
Like,
His
what
fucking
ancient
face.
relics are they looking for
His
and trying
fucking
to?
face, dude. That was so great. Anyways, well, just hold on to that glee, Daniel. Just hold on to it. Although not the first of the games in the genre. The original Double Dragon titles are considered to be a forerunner of modern beat 'em up games. They influenced the creation of titles such as Golden Axe, Final Fight, Battletoads, Streets of Rage, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the X-Men arcade game.
I think I'm more familiar with Streets of Rage than Double Dragon
on the Genesis. X-Men. I mean, I'd imagine most of you guys. I would expect Paul has played that one.
One of the greats.
Yes. Aliens versus Predator. Actually, that one's pretty much my favorite. Which firmly established beat 'em ups as a popular game genre. Double Dragon was ported to the family computer by Technos Japan in 1988. And I think I said this on the last episode. The Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES in everywhere except Japan, in Japan is called the Famicom, also short for family computer. And so that was what their first Nintendo system was called. Originally, it was an arcade game. Home versions were released for the NES, the Master System, the Atari, the Commodore 64, the Game Boy. Actually, all the versions of the Atari. There's like Atari 2700, 52. I forget. Like, there's a few.
And these are all.
It's all Atari.
But was Double Dragon part of Atari?
Yes, like they had ports of the arcade version.
Okay.
So let me see the Game Boy, the Genesis / in Japan I believe it was called the Mega Drive, and the Atari Lynx. It was also on the mobile for iOS, Android. It was on the Xbox, the PlayStation. It's on Steam, and I think the latest iterations of it and availability of it is on the Switch right now. And that is to say, like the NES titles, and I want to say the later remakes, because it was remade a few times. I think like twice. I know once was on the Game Boy Advance, and I think it was, I want to say, no, it wasn't. I don't think it was.
You know, I recently played Tecmo Bowl and I think
Jesus
Bike
Christ.
Ride or Bike Race.
Bike Race,
those old Nintendo games. You know, where you're like on a motorcycle and you kind of just jump in and
jump
shit
the
like
hills or whatever.
Damn, I suck still.
Excite Bike.
Thank you. I still suck so bad. I still suck so bad.
Those games are. What about Skate or Die Raid? You remember that?
Well, no, but
Horrible.
Excite Bike and Tecmo Ball. Yeah, I'm pretty terrible still.
So yeah, like it's not a very like large series, but it's prolific somehow, like to pretty much every system.
You can get the Double Dragon trilogy on Steam for $6.
Yeah, I might do that just because, like, okay,
it's too bad, like, because apparently it has a remote play together, but they killed the Steam Link, so I think that's just like an old dead thing.
You try to click co-op and it says "fuck you."
Yeah, it's only single player apart from that. And I'm just like, what the fuck? But there's full controller support.
Mm-hmm.
You can be the single dragon.
Yeah. And it's showing you like you and like, you know, both of the fucking dragons running on the screen, but like that's not going to happen.
Not as advertised. I mean,
you can use any controller to handle your single dragon as much as you want in 3 different games.
You can be.
I had to totally get rid of my Steam Link, man. That piece of shit didn't work worth a damn. Like the only thing that worked was like Steam Big Picture mode. Like,
I completely forgot you had that.
Yeah, because like Steam had it for free at one point. So I was like, yeah, I'll fucking order that. Sure. I'll take a free piece of technology. Perfect.
Oh,
and,
shit.
you know, yeah, try set it up and, you know, FAQ'd it up and, you know, did everything. It was just like, oh, only big picture mode worked. And the Xbox controller only had like 3 buttons that functioned on the fucking, like when you even had it plugged in with it. Like, it was fucking stupid. I was like, no wonder you guys like try to just ship the shit out for free because it's garbage. How dare you guys put a $50 price tag on that initially?
At least you got a full refund.
Oh, yeah, no. And I recycle too, which is funny in Washington. there's no recycling at my apartment building. And it's like, what happened to all this hippie bullshit? All right, cool. Like,
You're on the wrong side of the hill.
Yeah, I guess so. Whatever.
Oh, okay. So, Double Dragon was followed by 2 arcade sequels. Because, like I said, originally it was an arcade title that was ported to all the systems. Double Dragon 2: The Revenge in 1988, and Double Dragon 3: The Rosetta Stone in 1990. Both games were also followed by various home versions. The one I'm most familiar with was Super Double Dragon. Jeez.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Yeah. That's probably the one that you're taking, like, I mean, unless you get your memories of the soundtrack from the NES, I would assume you would have gotten them from the Super Nintendo, because those ones are actually a bit more fleshed out and less chiptune on the NES. But anyways, that title was released in 1992. In 93, a crossover, which is my favorite and actually the one I spent more time with. I still couldn't fucking beat it. But it was Battletoads and Double Dragon, featuring characters from both franchises. Was released, like I said, in 93. And also in 93, a Game Gear version by Virgin Games was released, titled Double Dragon: The Revenge of Billy Lee. Double Dragon Neon was released in 2012 for Xbox Live Arcade and the PlayStation Network. I picked this one up as soon as I saw it. I was like, fuck yeah, because it's the same shit. Like, it's just hyper stylized graphics. It's pretty much just like watching an anime. I guess a little cell shaded, but you know, that's the way the flow of the whole thing went. And then again, newly remastered versions of the fucking original soundtrack, which I was like, fuck yes, I want to hear that. And I think I paid like $8 for it too. So I was like, sure, just toss it in the pile. Billy Lee's excuse me, name comes from a combination of Bruce Lee's last name with the first name of his character, Billy Lowe, from the movie Game of Death, while Jimmy is named after musician Jimmy Page. Yeah, that's right, Ray. I wanted to see your reaction from that.
Okay. No resemblance whatsoever.
There are a few references to, like, there are actually quite a few references of the video games of, like, to different artists and just famous folks. I believe there was a character named Linda. I forget if she was in the movie or in the game itself.
That's Linda Lash.
Yes.
The one with whip.
Right. Yes. So that name came from Bruce Lee's widow, Linda. Really? I forget her last name, but like, that
was it Lee?
No. Okay. I mean, yes, obviously, but like, I meant her. Nice. Her maiden name. God damn it! Thank you. Oh, it's so great to be surrounded by.
Well, she got rid of the
sarcasm.
Her maiden name. What the point? What the fuck does that matter?
All right. So, anyways, yes, it was named for her.
It was also Lee. Actually, is pretty funny. Yeah, and she hyphenated. Actually, nobody really knows that.
So her name is Linda Lee.
Yeah.
Anyways,
maybe you should research better. Roland.
Yeah, I should. I wouldn't want to be
read a book, Roland.
I wouldn't want to be caught in this situation again, embarrassed by my listeners.
Yeah. Isn't your face red?
Oh yeah. Yes, with embarrassment. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Like I said, there aren't a lot of titles in this game, but there are a fuckload of ports of it all over pretty much most consoles. I didn't put it in here, but I want to say it was on the Wii and the Wii U are available on the virtual stores as well. The original NES titles.
I'm sorry, you cut out on what systems?
The Wii U.
Oh, word.
Because like I think.
So like with these Double Dragon ports, even like on the Switch, do they like sexy up the graphics any, or they just like port over the old like NES or SNES? Like,
no, most of them they tend to stay like to the original, unless it's a sequel kind of thing, like Super Double Dragon or Double Dragon of Battletoads. There was a version of this that like flat out became a fighting game, like Street Fighter.
I saw that in the wiki.
Movie. It was based on the fucking movie, and I think it had a sequel. I'm not sure. I forget. But
that's pretty tragic, though.
I mean, yes and no. Like I I'd be willing to play it just because.
Do you get to play as Shoku or whatever the fuck his name was?
Koga Shoka.
Yeah.
I think he was in there as Shadow Master, or as the Shadow King or something
Lame.
like that.
I want a avatar.
You want somebody that looks like Robert
hair.
Patrick coming in there,
yeah,
like
buddy.
vanilla eyes crossed with the T-1000.
Yeah, he's just like going to
coming in there with his amazing hair and
amazing hair, vanilla eyes hair, bro.
That's right. And his T-1000.
Yeah, actually, if we had done
chops.
this movie last year for our best villains, like he'd have like probably won like some serious points in the style category.
By hair alone, really?
Like Shogun businessman.
Yeah, he's like the
Vanilla
corporate king.
Ice look so well.
Always
like,
got he's always got a Black and Mild or some shit that he's smoking on.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like I think it's a clove cigarette on a like one of those like Hunter S. Thompson like
cigarette filters.
Cigarette holders. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe.
So do you know any information as to like when and what was the reason why they delved into this movie, like video game, to make this movie?
I mean, not specifically as far as the company goes. It was just something that I think they'd been trying to get for a few years. I want to say,
is that like the same kind of thing like with Super Mario Brothers? Like
yes, I want to say it was related to the craze of like, oh, video game movies. Let's try that. You know, it was like a trend or whatever that people were, for some reason in the early to mid 90s, were trying to get through Hollywood. But let's
dupe some solid actors into,
yeah, exactly. So like same thing
Yeah.
too. Like they got some pretty good, pretty solid talent in this movie that, like didn't quite go the way they expected. I mean, Robert fucking Patrick, like right after Terminator,
Man, don't even
came into
not
this,
even Robert Patrick, Vanna White, bro.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. What about what's his face? Her
Andy Dick.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
so like Ray and I were having a conversation earlier about how the guy that what did he do or whatever? He's the like the thug that has that squeaky voice. We're here to kill you guys.
Oh,
Yeah, when he gets
like,
poked in the eye, he was on
Yeah.
Weird Science, the TV
Yeah,
show,
that's what I
dude.
told
So I
him,
was
yeah.
like, where have I
So-
seen this guy?
so,
And
like,
I wikied him, and I was like, oh shit, fuck right, man, because I watched the fuck out of that show.
I was,
Sadly,
I was telling
it
Ray,
wasn't good.
No,
it was not good.
It wasn't good.
I was telling Ray that or I was about to tell Ray, and I stopped because I wanted to save it for the podcast. But his role should have been switched with Andy Dick's. Andy Dick should have been that guy.
That would have been fucking
like,
awesome.
That would have worked.
the screams and all that.
That would've
Like,
worked, yeah.
I see you. No, you don't. And here, come here and cry on my shoulder. Like, it's fucking hilarious. Like, that would have been so much funnier with Andy Dick. But like, if he kept the hairstyle that he had as that.
Oh
Anchorman,
no, absolutely.
That's
Like
ridiculous.
no doubt. Like Andy was
Weave or
fucking
whatever the fuck was
mohawked
going on
up,
there.
man.
Yeah, I mean, he played that character minorly in News Radio when he turned into a punk when he was like 30 years old. You should go check out that episode, by the way. So this movie came out in 1994. Super Mario Brothers came out in 1993, right? I believe so.
93, yeah.
93, yeah.
So it was the trend that was kind of going on at the time.
Yeah.
They did get some pretty known actors at the time. Mark Dacascos, who I think hot off the Only the Strong craze.
Fuck yeah.
Hot off
Still
that
riding that
capoeira
wave,
phase,
in my opinion.
And Scott Wolf, who was starring in Party of Five at the time.
Yeah, that was this was his first and almost only movie role, and like his attempted foray into serious.
We had Robert Patrick, hot off of Terminator 2.
Who's still like actually. I would argue one of my favorite roles for Robert Patrick, oddly enough, is from on TV, as Agent Doggett in X-Files.
Oh yeah, he was awesome.
I thought he was
that.
fucking really cool in that.
I was gonna say he was as Travis Walton's friend in Fire in the Sky, the one who left him behind.
I was thinking of
oh no, don't do
his
it.
role as
Don't do it.
the dad in fucking Walk the Line, man.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
But I wish that he would reprise that role in fucking Dewey Cox's Walk Hard or
Walk the Line, or what was it?
Walk Hard.
It was
Yeah.
Walk Hard,
Dewey Cox story.
Because then he could have been the whole, like, the wrong kid died. And that would have been fucking awesome if it was Robert Patrick, dude. That fucking made the movie just better than the masterpiece that is.
We also have Alyssa Milano, who I just starred
what was she up to at that time?
Embrace of the Vampire, an erotic thriller about vampires.
Later on, she went to like
Poison Ivy 2.
Yeah.
We have Poison Ivy 1 on Plex, by the way, if you want to check that out.
We do.
So
I haven't checked it out yet because I'm just like, I'm waiting for that to come up for like Cinekuest or something. I was like, all right, then we'll dive into that shit. Like, because I know it's just like a sleeper cell sort of thing. Like, it's going to happen. Like,
the chick that played Lash, I was telling Ray, had a recurring role at the time on General Hospital, which is a fairly famous-ish daytime drama for anybody that's into that stuff. Generally, boomers would know about it.
I think there's a line for that in the movie too.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Actually, after, like you mentioned before, the Who's the Boss Now, then Lash was telling Alyssa Milano.
Generally, I put people in the hospital, right?
Yes. After Alyssa Milano knocks her out on her ass and then ties her up, she dropped that line, and that was the reverse of. I was telling Ray when Geisman / Koga is talking to his henchers. Actually, I forget the name. I think the guy's name is Al Jiang, or he's actually a famous stuntman / hench dude from a lot of other movies. Like he was in I think some of the Bill and Ted movies. He was in Big Trouble in Little China. As one of the gangmen, the dude with the Fu Manchu hat.
The guy that comes out as a villain in every fucking movie he does.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Like he's coming. He's still. I think he's. I forgot. I was looking at his IMDb, and I think he still has stuff going on. I think there was like a documentary on like
him specifically.
Like on his career.
He should have a documentary
on like all of the shit that he's.
Let's make it MoQuest documentary series.
But the joke involved with them was that. Robert Patrick's character, Geisman, which I'm forgetting, I forget the guy's last name. It was Koga Shoku, something. Tells both of his henchers, like Huey Lewis, what's the news?
Huey and Lewis, yeah.
It's Koga Shoku, yeah.
Yeah, Shoku. As a line, as a drop line to, In
1994, was Huey Lewis even relevant?
I don't even know, man, but maybe it was for the adults out there. Because they did in the Wikipedia mention how they want to make this movie geared towards kids.
Yes,
Huey Lewis and the News literally stopped touring in 1994.
Yeah,
they were like representing the Good Farewell tour, man. Like, fuck, we pieced it together, kids. The Double Dragon, Huey Lewis and the News connection.
Right.
MoQuest Investigations.
The year that ended Huey Lewis.
Well, Jesus, like what did Huey Lewis had they had any hits at the time for them to make even a reference to that? I mean, when was the last time?
What was the last Huey Lewis hit?
It was the 80s for sure.
To be square. It's
Power of Love, 1985.
Yeah, there you go. See, if this is it, this is all like early mid 80s, late 80s, early 80s, 1994. Kurt Cobain's dead.
Good.
I mean, like
these are good times. You mean grunge is over? Yes.
Well, yeah, basically. I mean,
it's wonderful. So, I was before we go into the movie, like there's a few like interesting tidbits of trivia that I kind of wanted to go through.
Okay.
That I was actually kind of surprised because unfortunately I wasn't able to find out I was more interested in like how the studio and the sets were built. And I really couldn't find a whole lot about that. So I ended up finding out more about like the producers and the writers on the movie and the director himself, actually. What was the guy's name? The director was, he won a Grammy, actually.
James Ukick?
Yes. So he directed, he was one of the directors.
Sorry, real quick, going back to Huey Lewis and the News. Apparently they're still making music.
Yeah, of course.
No, they just stopped touring. They kept going.
Yeah.
Yeah, like apparently they have their 10th studio album coming out this year in February 14th called Weather.
He's still slinging that Huey for the ladies, all right? Like, there's no reason for him to stop.
Yeah.
No insults meant to all the Huey and Lewis of the new.
And probably
no.
at this
I
point,
love
it's
Huey
probably all
Lewis.
like
That's
reformulations
great.
of all
Like,
the
he's always
hits.
trying to give me shit
like,
for it.
No, I'm not trying. I'm not trying to give you shit for it. I'm just. It's just that I'm still surprised that
I'm a fan.
You're a fan of
in my
Huey
Slayer,
Lewis.
do-rag and all that shit or whatever.
Yeah.
That I love Huey Lewis in the News.
And I mean, how can you have this like attitude and be a fan of Huey Lewis in the News? You stream like a fangirl if you were in concert, right?
Fuck yeah.
All right, let's try to make that happen before Huey dies.
Shit, I'm fucking kidding me. I'd smoke a J with Huey. That'd be cool.
I'm gonna bleep that out.
Boo! All right. Anyways, so there's quite a bit of interesting trivia. The director himself was one of the directors of the Land of Confusion music video by Genesis, which I thought you'd get a kick out of, Ray. Yeah. That was before he went on, came onto this. This was his first.
So he went from directing music videos to making this movie.
Yeah,
kind of makes sense.
Well, like this was his first foray into movie directions. I don't know if this was.
And it was a passion project.
Do you know if any awards were won from the Land of Confusion music video?
Well, like he got a Grammy for that, didn't he?
And that gave him the right to fucking make this fucking movie?
I mean, somebody took a chance.
Duh.
Apparently.
Jesus Christ. Somebody should have taken a chance on Danny DeVito to make Super Mario Brothers, but they didn't. They done fucked up, right?
Yeah. I mean, they should have. We could have had Arnold Schwarzenegger as King Koopa.
Yeah.
Would have been amazing.
Would have been great.
Yeah, absolutely. The writers, one of the writers, actually went on to create the Harley Quinn character in the Batman animated series, the cartoon series. He also worked on Tiny Toon Adventures, and I forget what else. But like the one of main interest was that he went on to help or mainline create Harleen Quinzel, which if anybody is into pop culture shit, so you paid attention to anything in general. We'll know that, or whom we speak. I forget his, it was something Dino, his last name. But yeah, one of the other writers went on to. Excuse me. Go ahead.
You mean Paul Dini?
Yes.
Like one of the most prolific writers and animators. Well, not animators, but writers for all of DC Entertainment since the Batman animated series started in 1992, 1991, after the Tim Burton's Batman movie came out in 1990 and just blew the fuck out of every other adaptation.
Like you just that guy.
Yeah. Like literally.
Yeah, that's the one.
That may be
Superman the Adventures, Justice
didn't
League,
I say all
Batman, Batman Beyond.
He pretty much kept a low profile after this. I'm glad you noticed, Paul.
Yeah, he created this little known character, Harley Quinn, who I don't know. She's only showed up in a few movies: Suicide Squad, Birds of Prey, Suicide Squad 2, which it stars her. I don't know. It's just these little known things.
Own cartoon series and all that fun.
Her own comic books. She's a character associate of the Joker. I don't know if anybody's heard of this character before, but
probably not. Like they're.
So Paul Dini did a few things involving that.
Yes.
He may have had a hand at some meeting every once in a while.
I think Roland, you were implying all that, right?
So like I said, this is why I'm glad you guys are here to just help me kind of.
We're helping you flourish, Roland.
Get all the details, those little bullet points.
You're growing, Roland. You're growing.
Ew. How wholesome.
Though to be fair, and to Roland's point, you would not really suspect Paul Dini of being a writer on here, except for the kind of schmaltzy shit parts in this film, which he actually does fit in a lot of his writing. I
can't do this alone. I need help. You have me. Yeah, that kind of. All right, go away, doggo. So the other writer, and I'm forgetting his name again. Sorry, I don't have my phone here with me. I put it away. Went on. He also kept a low profile. And
are you talking about Neil Shusterman?
Yes, I am. He went on to write for Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
that little known show.
Oh yeah, exactly. You may have heard of it. It's possible.
Another guy
It won a couple minor awards, you know.
Yeah.
It's probably like up in the top 5.
Pretty good amateur
shows of all
writer,
time
you know.
with MASH,
It's,
you know.
It's
like,
good to see these guys are doing well for themselves now.
See them
After
keep
such a
getting work.
long time. I'm glad Double Dragon didn't ruin their careers. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it could have done for a lot of them. So.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, well, what's his face? Billy didn't really. Billy Lee didn't really go on much.
Are you referring to Scott Wolf?
Yes, that one didn't really go on to much outside of TV after this. It kind of.
Actually, one thing outside of TV that he did really well was Alyssa Milano and him were dating live on the set.
Yeah, they were. They were engaged for like a little over a year, and then not. So
yeah,
good for them.
I want to say one of the other screenwriters, Michael Davis, and sorry, I actually got the name wrong. It was screenwriter Peter Gould who did Breaking Bad and did the screenwriter for this. Neil Shusterman, Neil Shusterman did Goosebumps the series, Animorphs,
That's right.
Yeah, Arl Stein's The Haunting Hour. But the other screenwriter was Michael Davis. And if you get this vibe when I tell you the other screenwriting that he's done, you'll feel it instantly. When I say this movie's name, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze.
Absolutely. This is very much...
Paul, I can only become so erect.
It's too bad he didn't have anything to do with the best, arguably the best of the trilogy.
Shut up.
Turtles in
Fucking
Time.
shut up.
Boys.
You always gotta fucking ruin it.
What are you talking about? I'm enhancing the
Stop
experience.
making Daniel flaccid. Stop it.
That's right. I'm helping you, Daniel.
You're doing nothing for me, man. Paul's working me up perfectly, and then you just go in like,
dude. Okay? I'm trying to keep
as you always fucking do.
I'm concerned about your blood pressure, Daniel. All right, like I don't want you.
You know what? Actually, my doctor told me that the more erections I get, actually, it's good because it helps like
it helps circulate.
It helps helps out my pre-hypertension actually. Yeah, because like although I'm a kind of thin dude, you know, all the drinking and and like eating shit, I'm just like, my doctor's like, just hey man, just get a boner more often. So I'm like, what's the prescription? He's like, well. And he just scribbled down like in doctor script. It took me a while to decipher it, but it was Pornhub. So, and that was free, it turns out. So I had like free medical care. Like that was awesome, man. So who says American medicine doesn't work for the people? Fuck you guys.
Let's see.
Regarding the actual movie itself and like the plot.
Right. I think that was pretty much most of the trivia I could think of. Aside from like the really popular one involving the explosion they had over the water and how it scared the local.
Yeah, Michael Bay approved fucking
It's
explosion.
funny how the two brothers are obviously different ethnicities.
Right. And in the games, they're twins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are supposed to be twins.
Mm-hmm.
Not unlike the twins in Double Impact, which were Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Well, they're fraternal.
Apparently that was closer.
They're fraternal.
Apparently the joke was that that movie Double Impact was followed the Double Dragon story closer than this one did.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, supposedly
maybe we should have been talking about Double Impact instead.
I mean, sure, I'm cool with that. Well, wait, was it?
It flexed Jean-Claude's acting chops,
and then we can also go through Double Team, can't we?
No, are they brothers too?
From another mother.
So we have the two brothers who have or they don't have it, but like their teacher, mentor,
their caretaker,
like adopted mother.
She was a friend of their father, I guess, is what I think.
One of the things I did notice when I was watching this movie is that her expressions don't seem to change very much.
She has a very wooden.
I was laughing pretty hard when I was watching it earlier today whenever Robert Patrick actually makes his appearance.
Right.
And she's just like,
Geisman.
yeah, Geisman.
It
Nothing.
is you.
Yeah.
Well, you see how you react after you've been like carrying one of the most powerful relics of all time on you for like 15 years. Dude.
I mean, having to deal with Billy's dumb shit, their entire lives. I imagine she'd be dead inside.
I had.
'Cause let's be serious. Jimmy's the cooler of the two.
I posed this question to Bryce, like, why did she put that half of the dragon on fucking Billy's neck? He's the fucking most reckless one.
That was really confusing. He's
the most reckless one there.
He's the spirit
and
of
the
group.
shittier martial artist too. So, but maybe it was a buffer. She was like, "All right,"
and Jimmy is the body and the mind.
No one will suspect this guy over here.
And the common sense, right? Yeah, exactly. You won't.
But she was thinking like, well, hey, if old sexy old Mark Dacascos became a shadow,
that'd be the first place
they became the shadow. Basically,
it's
holy fuck, he's already a martial artist of like great renown, and yeah, dude,
it's because she knew that Geisman would go after Jimmy.
Double Dragon 2,
as
the
he's
shadow,
the true leader of the group, and would not give two fucks about Billy because he's garbage.
He's a terrible martial artist.
Yeah,
terrible.
Yeah, he's shit, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe that he survived like the hordes of people he fought later in the movie. Like, I really don't like. It's like there's no way this works.
I saw some like video regarding the fact that every time they show him like fighting, he's always doing just silly shit, throwing balls at him, like just almost doing like Three Stooges. Like,
you want some gum?
Well, it's like my thing is like I had like a couple alternative like titles for this movie. One is Double Dragon, a trauma film.
I mean, it'd be the first like rated G trauma film, if anything. What else you got?
I thought of Parkour Dacascos. Fuck, I wrote them somewhere. Oh yeah, The Art of Using Everything Lampoonish for Combat. Bowling pins and fucking
bubblegum.
Fucking caution cones and like
paint can.
It was just like it was like this whole like if Macaulay Culkin was like in this movie.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, this is some Home Alone shit, like straight out. Hold on. I love that mailman thug though. What did he say when he jumped off the that like tank?
I've never seen a postal worker move that fast or something like that.
Yeah, but he says like express mail or something, and he just like jumps off and face plants right next to them. And they're like, there's a very eclectic mix of thugs in this movie. I mean, there were some that look like.
When they're driving by after the fight that Billy fucks up and makes them lose the prize money and stuff. They're driving by and he just goes, the clowns. And like, they're clowns.
And you see that one guy who like reaches over and like with the funny fingers.
And then like, and then the other gang comes out like, it's the Mohawks. And they all have Mohawks. Like,
I was waiting for like a whole like montage where they're just like rolling through the city at night, and they're like, "Oh, those are the jackals. Those are the
I mean, they sort of did that.
Those are the furries. Oh no!"
Right. Oh shit, guys, watch out! It's the strap-ons. They look dangerous.
Yeah, they're a little out there.
Oh, we're safe. It's cool. They're out of batteries.
Okay, so we want to get into the history of us and the movie itself. So, Roland, you bring us the history. When was the first time you've come across the movie Double Dragon?
So, I mean, it's hard to remember. I want to say I didn't go check this out in theaters, but I'd have to ask my brother to see if he probably would.
Do you really think you went to the theaters to see this?
I mean, I would if I could have. Absolutely. I mean, we fucking saw the Mario Brothers movie in theaters, and that was... the best. I saw Tombstone in theaters, which I don't even remember, but I'm just like, I'm glad I did that. That's cool. So,
see, but if you don't remember, does that even count?
It should.
No,
Ray, you're not going to take this away from me. All right.
Don't try to be cool because you're like going to see fucking
be angry
Tombstone.
Because you were 13 with all the cool shit that was coming out, and you can fucking remember everything. Look at me, Mister. I remember the '80s, all badass.
That's right.
Shut up, Ray. All right, like my memory sucks. Sorry.
Kel surprise, man.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
come on, Ray. This is old hat. Come on, man.
Exactly.
That's
Look,
not something
if
to make
it
fun of at
happened
this
and
point.
somebody says and told me it happened, all right, I'll believe
All right,
you.
I'll give it to him. All right, go ahead.
Gee, thanks. What a pal. But no, like I know for a fact that I rented this movie the second like it was available, which actually I think it was released on VHS in '95. It was like a year later. I remember it more from when we rented it, and then also subsequently when it would air like every so often on cable TV kind of thing, like on TBS or TNT or whatever rando garbage.
Was there a
syndication.
channel, a cable channel called Encore?
Yeah,
there was, right?
Yeah.
Does that still exist?
I think. I forget if that was
I
like a
feel like,
Showtime offshoot.
I feel like I would have seen it
or,
on that channel for some reason.
A Cinemax offshoot.
Nah.
It was
more Showtime. It sounds more Showtime.
It might have been. But yeah, Encore is definitely a channel. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're still around. But yeah, so I distinctly recall renting this, checking it out, and being like,
"Hey,
yeah.
Roland, actually, I've got your history."
All right.
No, I do. This is like, I asked Orly just now.
Oh Christ, you fuck.
Yeah. Hit him on Discord. He's online. So
yeah.
He says that he doesn't think you guys did. You did see it home though.
Yeah. We did rent it. I know we rented
and that's it.
Okay.
But not like whether it was tape or TV or whatever. But yeah, so now we have Orly's take on and Orly's so Orly and Roland, think of a straight edge fucking Roland and you have Orly.
That's basically it, yeah.
I mean, there's a bit more nuance to that, but sure.
We're not going to get into that.
That's the general synopsis.
That'll be when we get Orly on for Twin Quest.
We do double impact.
Your fucking face, Roland. That was worth the fucking entire bad joke. That low hanging fruit.
I would just like to. I would like to ask if there are
succulent
parallels
because of that face.
Are there parallels between the characters in Double Impact? Between
eat a
Orly?
dick. Ray, are you complimenting me? Are you saying I'm like Mark Dacascos?
No,
Wow.
no,
Thank you,
no,
Ray.
no.
No.
Which
If there are parallels, not if you are Mark
You're
Dacascos.
saying
which
you're trying to say I'm
Jean-Claude
like Robert Patrick?
Which Jean-Claude Van Damme character are you whenever we do Double Impact?
That's lame. That's lame. I'm Bolo Young, Ray. That's who
Unless
I
you're
am.
going to be in the kickboxer where you're the guy in the wheelchair and then Orly's the guy. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Bitch. You bitch.
Ooh, the choices.
Oh, my God.
I am in the best shape I have ever been. Better than you ever were.
That's your. Of course, you would hit me with your favorite, most practiced line.
Oh, yeah.
You ever will.
Okay.
Horrible.
Go fuck yourself. Paul, do you have any history with the movie Double Dragon?
I would have definitely been too poor to see it in theaters.
Okay.
But when it came out with VHS, we rented like nobody's business every week. And the year after this movie came out would have been when Mortal Kombat came out. So like the video game movies would have been the shit on VHS.
Right.
So I definitely got that. Mario Brothers, Mortal Kombat, all those. And it was maybe not the best in terms of much, but it was very colorful.
Yes.
You're too kind.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was. They had the dragon
villain
wagon.
Had the dragon wagon.
Dragon wagon. Yeah.
Like I remember the phrase dragon wagon.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of the film, I never remember what it looked like. And reviewing the film today, like it's like, oh, is that what it looked like?
It's a station
Okay,
wagon.
sure.
It's a station wagon
It
with
is literally a
flames
station
on the
wagon
side.
with flames.
Are you sure those aren't flames?
Those flames weren't real?
Anyway,
Damn it.
but it was nice. I mean, coming off of Surf Ninjas and the rest, the Ninja Turtle movies, this was, like I said, the screenwriter for this also did the Legend of the Ooze, Secret of the Ooze. So like those kind of arcade vibes were explicitly in tune with my 8 or 9 year old brain. It's like, yeah, this is what I want to go when I go to the mall and play these beat 'em ups. I want to see bright lights. One of them's wearing red, one of them's wearing blue. Just check me if there's another one in purple and orange. You know, it's just
I've got some quarters. Let's do this.
Exactly. Yeah. This was a good arcade style film.
All right, and Daniel, what about you?
Here we go.
Basically, I remember the shitty cartoon.
Oh,
I remember watching
I didn't
it.
even get to go into that, but yes, there was an animated series for about a year or two.
If Bryce was here, he would have been
episodes.
bringing that shit up for
bet.
sure.
Yeah, it had how many episodes? What was that?
26.
Yeah,
it was one season, right?
Yeah,
yeah. It's almost
more than Firefly.
Twice as long as Firefly. Actually, a little bit longer. If you, yeah. There were like 13 episodes of Firefly, including the 2 they never aired.
I guess one of them was better than the other. Is that what we're getting at?
I mean, I guess if you go like quantity over quality, sure. I'll defend Firefly. Well, I'll go to bat for it.
You'll die on that hill.
Indeed. With my little fucking raggedy rag of a fucking flag, man. I fucking got you, man. I'll be like those Trump protesters, man, but nobody cares about what I'm doing. But out the same tenacity, like, you know, and can-do attitude. But never played the games. And but I now own them. I bought them on Steam, and I got them for you too, Roland. Surprise.
That's why you were telling me. Fucking
check your email,
man.
your little Steam, info.
I'm gonna play that shit as soon as I get home. Fuck yeah, thanks.
You bet, man.
These games are not the best, but they're still great. And
as far as the movie, I was thinking like over the last few days, like I was like, fuck, like have I seen this? And I'm not sure if I had. If I have at best, maybe clips or whatever, and you're like, oh, this is kind of stupid looking. Fart over to Beavis and Butthead or whatever.
This is kind of stupid looking, and then you went to Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, because I knew what I was getting into. There's an important distinction there. Like,
at least Double Dragon ended after an hour and a half.
You fucking take that back, man. Okay, so I guess that we're going to reduce Paul to guest, not special guest status. Like a guy that showed up with a mic that somehow hacked into our feed. So he's a little clever, but we didn't want him around.
I'm going to change my intro to I'm in.
Hello there.
As far as the movie goes, I had meant to ask, because you did mention that, Daniel, you really didn't have much experience with the games. Paul, like, what was your history with the Double Dragon games? Anything in particular, or were you more of the, like, hooked on to the music?
Well, he said he like VHS'd it, but did you play the games and shit, Paul? Yeah. Or like
Oh no, never in my life, actually. The closest I got was when I saw an advertisement for Double Dragon and Battletoads. That's about as close as I got.
Wow.
I figured you guys would have played the hell out of this game.
No, and actually, Ray, this came up on I think the Mario episode, but we'll go through my console history real quick.
The only reason I was able to
owned a Game Boy. And then
there
a
was
PS2.
There was two of them released on the Game Boy, actually, and they were pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I never fucked with Double Dragon though. I was on like Mario and some other bullshit, Metroid.
The only
and a
reason
Star Trek
I was able
game.
to play it was I rented it for the NES because our cousins up in Houston gifted us their old Nintendo. I don't know why they did it, but they gave us one, and so we're like, cool. Like, so that's when we were actually able to play anything, Mario's, Mega Man's, Castlevanias. And Double Dragon was one of the rentals. Later on, when our first actual system was a Super Nintendo. We checked out Battletoads and Double Dragon, and we're like, this is fun, but it's too much of a bitch. So get out of here, kind of thing. I remember the music.
Well, I mean,
so well.
and Battletoads come up a bunch, but like but just real quick, like Battletoads is like on
impossible.
That like top 10 list of like notoriously difficult games to fucking play.
It's because
like
of one stage only. It's that fucking speeder bike or whatever hover bullshit stage. It's ridiculous. If anyone,
and I remember watching Chris play Battletoads. Actually, our old buddy Chris again.
It's so much fun, except for that one stage, and it just so happens it's like the second one in the game, and it just fucking ruins the whole game. If you've watched speedrunners, like anybody listening has watched speedrunners, or if any of you guys have like dabbled in those videos, it's fucking ridiculous that they just zip through all that shit, and you watching it like there's no fucking way. Like and they expect you to do this as a child. Get fucked.
Are there speedruns of Double Dragon?
Yeah.
Word.
Anything and everything under the sun. There's going to be a speedrun for it. But
I looked up Double Dragon just to see a YouTube playthrough of it, and like the first two little bosses that I see are Linda Lash and Bo Adobo, and they're done in like 5 minutes.
So Adobo was actually supposedly there was an indie game. He was given his own parody game. I think it was like Adobo's Adventure or Adobo's something or whatever. And I'm
going to give Adobo, as far as the movie goes, like undervalued, like the unsung hero of this fucking movie, man. That guy's awesome.
I was telling Ray that like throughout this whole movie, like when he's mutated or whatever, is like the one actual like almost believable dramatic scene throughout this whole movie where he looks in the mirror and he's just like, you know, like the tear down his eye.
This is what I be now.
Yeah.
I told Roland it just sounded like he was having an orgasm while he was crying.
But I just like how he was fixing to jerk off.
Right. Yeah, because he pulls down that picture of that chick.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's like, ooh, hot bikini babe. And he's like, wait, was that in the mirror?
That's my face.
I'll never get that ever. You went fucking super
Not
shredder,
even if
man.
I pay for it. In this future trash.
If I had a fucking galleon full of doubloons, I wouldn't be able to hit that. No.
So regarding the year of this movie, when did it take place?
2007.
2007.
Yeah.
Bryce wanted me to bring up this point because we spoke about Super Mario Bros. The last time, and like the dystopian kind of look to everything. That was this movie promoting some kind of anti-climate change or climate change in some way, because like the cars themselves were being fueled by trash. Like,
actually, I wrote that
Mr.
down.
Fusion
Actually,
and fucking Back to the Future.
The jet-powered station wagon.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I
mean, that's now, but
the bums using toxic river river sludge or whatever to fuel their bum fires. Like that's the world that they're in.
So
it's pretty cool.
Apparently, the area that this movie was shot in Ohio, that river scene.
That's an actual river. Yeah,
they make the joke that if you drink any of this water, like you get diarrhea and your hair falls out.
Yeah,
but I forget the name of the river, but it's actually a river that is so toxic and polluted that it has caught fire several times over the years, kind of thing. So it's like you guys are really voiding in sewage and like chemicals. So,
and then not to step on any IMDb toes, if we got some more of those coming up, but from the Mighty Eye site, according to their editor, Danny Retz, for the film, that alley where the Lee brothers fight Abobo, that was literally downtown Los Angeles, and they had to clean it up a little before filming.
Wow.
Wow.
That's awesome.
You mean New Angeles in the movie?
Yeah, New Angeles.
2007.
Oh, man.
That was actually, they cleaned that one little strip of land. They put a sign, New Angeles, because they're like, this is what's possible. A less trashy version of this current place.
Wow. Hooray.
Or maybe they figured out a way to process like things that would become fossil fuels and like produce carbon, but maybe like they're fucking, because that little like jet engine thing he's dropping the fucking paper into.
I thought that was like a joke homage to Back to the Future. Whatever,
dude, same, right? Like, you know, the fuck, yeah, right.
Trash.
So
that's Mr. Fusion.
Jamming in fucking trash into it, but maybe that shit burns clean.
Sure.
Maybe that's
it's
how
clean.
this like world hasn't gone to shit after the quake. You know, there's like, okay, we cleared up the smog and shit. Because like I don't remember smog in this fucking movie. I just remember like cool scenery. Their whole
world is held up by carjacks. I mean, that's what was the commercial? Like, if you don't know anything about Jack's, you haven't been down to Carjack or City or
Jack's, something like that.
Right. You don't know Jack's City. And I don't know.
Yeah, like when actually they're in that tournament and they have like that aftershock. They have a little person going and like jacking up the fucking building as they're having like a fucking aftershock.
At first, I was like, is that a child?
Yeah.
But then I was like, was that just a little person? Like,
I wasn't sure. That's a little person
between the scenes, man, because they were proportionally kind of there, you know.
I'm pretty sure maybe he was a character in Willow or something.
No, so like that's what I was gonna say. Maybe. I was trying to remember the name of the actor that plays Willow.
So actually, I just looked it up now. That was Ted Raimi.
What was the name? What was the name of the actor that played Willow in?
That was Warwick Davis.
Warwick Davis. That's what I was gonna say. I was like, is that Warwick Davis?
No. I can spot Warwick Davis a fucking mile away. Right? I know exactly who that motherfucker looks like.
I would love to meet him. I would love, like, no joke. Like, I would love to fucking.
Well, yeah, me too. He's fucking great.
He's fucking cool as shit. Yeah, and I'm still waiting, looking forward to the Willow TV series
or Leprechaun.
No,
you know he was Leprechaun, right?
Leprechaun in space.
He was all leprechauns.
Jesus Christ! Way to stick to the role.
No, he's fantastic. Okay, so regarding I did bring up the fact that
you actually haven't gone into your history with the series.
I mean, it can sum it up as like I rented the movie. That's it. That's pretty much it.
But you've told me before, like you've heard the music. How did that happen, or whatever?
For Double Dragon,
played the games. Yeah.
No. I have played the games.
You have?
Yeah. I mean, you all fucking know that I'm terrible at video games.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Were you there, Paul? When like
everybody knows that.
When we played Left 4 Dead at Miguel's place, like 20 or so years ago, and Ray was there. I forget.
20 years
maybe.
Old? Wow.
So like Ray.
That's a pretty specific time to play the goddamn game.
Ray was so bad that like he walked off of like some stairs or something and was like hanging for his life for like a good 10 minutes.
Look.
Sure.
I
what about in the game?
I have a story about video games, right? And look, I'll give you a story, and it's fucking embarrassing,
played.
okay? So this has nothing to do with Double Dragon, but the fact that there was one time where I was playing Halo, and there was a landline connecting like a bunch of folks together.
Was
right?
that at Marlins? It was at Marlins.
No,
right?
it was not. It has nothing to do with you guys.
David's?
No. So I was.
This is a church group. Don't worry about it.
No, it wasn't a church group either.
So it was David's.
I was playing the game, and I thought I was kicking some fucking ass because I was like killing people and all this kind of stuff. And
your controller's unplugged.
It turned out to be a lie.
No, I was killing my own
somebody
team.
else's screen.
You were watching Jesus Christ.
I was killing my own team the whole time, and I didn't even realize I was doing this. You know, so I mean, at some point, everyone was like, "Why does who keeps shooting me?" And I realized it was me. And I just kept quiet about the whole thing because I was like, it's fucking embarrassing.
Shame.
So I'm just terrible at video games. All right, that's just what it is. And as much as you guys, Roland tries to convince me to play video games, like it just doesn't work because I'm just not good at it.
I don't try to convince you. I suggest things that I'm like,
yeah, you suggest things that
maybe these are within Ray's wheelhouse or within Ray's interest. Daniel is the one that's like, dude, let's play some Apex Legends.
No.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yes, you're
Screw Dawn. Fuck yeah, dude.
And Daniel tells me these things, and I was like, Ray's not going to do that.
You're suggesting topics that I do like.
Yes,
but I would not want to play the game.
It depends.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
I know exactly what I would want to play.
Stop being a negative Nancy. All right.
I mean, you could say it all day long. I'm just gonna tell you.
I am. Give me this. I am a closer, like a more likely suggestion than most of the things that Daniel throws out.
No. You can suggest topics that I would like.
Pokemon
doesn't mean that I would play the game. No, I wouldn't play Pokemon either.
Ray, I'm trying to suggest things within your technical expertise, within your capabilities.
Like Guitar Hero or something?
Yes.
Ray, have you heard of this great game called Pong?
I love Pong, by the way.
Oh, God.
It's
you would.
Yeah, I would, yeah.
You're so old. Yeah.
I was 13, sorry.
Always.
Do you remember Frogger?
Always 13.
Well, Toad
he
just
remembers
freaking his way across the road.
Yeah.
He's trying to go
Christ.
to his bitch.
Oh, my gosh.
You remember when you had the gamepad and you had to make that hamburger? That was my favorite game. Okay, so regarding Double Dragon, I would rent
back
it,
to that, I guess.
and that's it.
But, like, you remember the music. Like, how is it that like, stuck
just
in your mind?
Well, because
you play the
being
games,
a person
man.
who likes
Like,
music,
just
like I would just
a good memory for him.
yeah. When it comes to music and like the Mario Brothers, Double Dragon, video game music in general, like it just sticks in my head. You know, I will if I like it, I like it. And Double Dragon, in fact, it's one of my ringtones, as you remember. Like. I remember you like fucking when my phone went off.
I didn't know. Like,
When
like,
my
this was
phone
only a few
went
months
off.
ago.
My phone went off, and he's like, "Is that Double Dragon?" I'm like, "Yeah, like I like the song."
and then I spent
Nice.
like the next 30 or so minutes to an hour, like, look, listen to this and this and this and this, and here's the same. Is it this track? Like, is that the stage music you remember? And yeah,
I'm just like, whatever, yeah, sure.
yes, it is. Wow, way to go, Roland.
I don't do well with video games, but certain things stick in my head. So music related.
The music is actually like my favorite thing about Double Dragon, more so than the actual gameplay, the game itself, kind of thing. Like, I love the fucking.
I'm
Double
hoping
Dragon music.
Bryce can come up with some kind of a guitar riff copying the Double Dragon music for this episode, but if he can do it in the week, but we'll see. I don't like to rush people too much when it comes to creative.
Can he
aspects.
produce it in a week and a half?
Yeah, we can have. Go ahead. But yeah, so
Okay.
regarding some of the folks in this movie, we have Alyssa Milano. Like, her haircut.
Hot.
Her
Only
haircut
time I've ever seen her as a
resembles Angelina Jolie in Hackers.
blonde.
Very 90s movie.
Okay.
But for some reason, they kept on like focusing on her ass every time she would bend over.
Yep.
It's thick.
And it was a gag in the
Even though
movie
it's
too,
supposed
because
to be
every
a
time like she
kid's
bent
movie,
over, like Mark
lighthearted.
Dacascos and fucking
Scott Wolf just like,
Mark Dacascos, like,
who's gonna follow her down the tunnel?
So
You
I
know?
think that was a riff on the joke or whatever. Her character in the games is the damsel in distress, and both of them actually like sort of fight over her to rescue her or whatever.
yeah, but in this movie, she's like an independent woman. She can fight on her own.
Funnily enough, oh no, absolutely. Like, they gave her a bit of a more independent personification of that role. In the game, though, like, and it varies. I think in the NES version, you play as Billy, and Jimmy is actually the antagonist at the end of the game that you fight. And in the later versions, they both. So, like, if you play the game 2-player and the both of you run through it and you both survive after you fight the last boss, you have to fight each other for her love.
No shit.
Yeah. And the
So you
one
have to
in between
fight. The brothers have to fight each other.
Yeah.
For her love.
That's pretty
Exactly.
nifty, actually.
I was like, that's
So that fits into the fucking movie. Actually, that's cool.
Well, I mean, Mark
yes.
Dacascos' character Jimmy doesn't seem to like even.
No, he's
care.
just like, that's a cool ass, but like, I don't like you. I don't need your help. Like, fuck off, kind of thing. Like, he's more of an in the moment kind of guy, but like, as far as his general perspective
Well,
on her,
Bro
it's
Bro's
like,
the thirsty one. In
I
that
am
regard.
the leader, and I do not need anyone else.
He's
yeah,
like,
exactly.
He's like Leonardo.
yes. And Billy is Michelangelo. Like, ugh.
And
Yeah.
yeah, basically.
And so he gets the nookie at the end. I mean, good for him ish, even though he kind of sucks in general as far as this movie goes.
I guess we from now we can talk about like the performances of some of these characters, because I mean,
Before
some,
we get into
some
the
high
movie,
quality
all I
people
gotta
in
say
this
is,
movie.
fucking Paul, would you shut up already, man? Like, you're just dominating the conversation. Like, it's like tone back. Like, I understand you want to get that like regular guest appearance, role, but it's not that way, man. That's not the path.
You can cut all that in post, right? Anyway.
Oh, no, that's probably staying in, man.
Good luck talking over me. The end.
Yeah, shut up.
That's right.
So as far as like the performances in this movie, we do have some what we would consider now some actors who are
some actors
who are well known. We have cameos from Vanna White.
Right.
We have a guest from Andy Dick.
No,
the other guy, I don't really know who he is necessarily, but I've seen him in a ton of movies.
Yeah, he's been around forever and a half.
Did y'all see MC Hammer?
He's not in that movie, is he?
Out of here.
Shut the fuck up. He's not in that movie.
When Mohawk cries, that's MC Hammer's chest.
I knew you were going to say that. That fucking eye patch dude. No.
Paul, what do you think about the performances in this movie as far as the acting is concerned?
I think everybody in there was doing a pretty good job of what the roles they were put in for. I feel like there could have been a little more emoting from the brother's, mentor / surrogate mother, but she's only in there for a short portion of it, and then it shows up at the end again. Right. Yeah, but everybody else was ripping up the...
George Hamilton and Vanna White were hilarious. Do you guys remember the news report about Madonna lamenting over her
breaking up with
Tom
who was it?
Arnold?
I vaguely remember
Tom fucking Arnold.
Yeah, she just wanted to be alone was the point of the article that they were promoting. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
So there's a lot of little in-jokes in there. The dialogue is
so many
like that. But if they cut any of that stuff out, it would be still an okay movie. There's no pathos or anything, but it looks like they're having fun.
Very much follows video game standards or whatever. It's super straightforward.
What about you, Roland? As far as their performances in this movie,
they're very medium.
I mean, you're familiar with some of the actors in this movie. We just did Only the Strong back in last January.
Al Leong was the most interesting one there, rocking his semi Fu Manchu chops or whatever, and how he doesn't have any speaking roles throughout the whole movie until the end when it's just him and his buddy or whatever bitching at each other hey, we could have done this and we could have done this and fuck, now we got to go find new jobs and it was just funny to hear them talk in those almost Jersey accents. I'm not really sure.
I guess. Daniel, what about you? As far as the performances go, what did you think?
So as far as all of the A-list actors,
apart
from
you mean apart from Robert Patrick?
Yes, apart from Robert Patrick, we're trash. Robert Patrick was amazing in this movie.
Yes,
because,
he was.
And even there was something I read a little blip of an interview he did about. He's like, I'm not really proud of this movie, but I did play a very extreme character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He said he did this because he was interested in martial arts. And that was what got him into.
But Roland, and this will come up in the favorite scenes bit when we do this towards the end of this discourse, but you brought up Huey and Lewis, and those two dudes are they carried the fucking movie for me in a lot of ways. That comedic relief, man, just they were just so fucking funny, man.
In all three scenes,
I have favorite scenes written down for shit they did.
Jesus Christ!
Okay, so I guess we can go into that favorite scenes for this movie.
One final performance concern,
yes, please,
and I'm just going to bring it up here. There's quite a few jokes about Alyssa Milano's butt in this movie.
Yeah.
Male gazing in that. I just wanted to put it in here. Alyssa Milano actually doesn't have a butt. Even as a child, renting this from, I don't know, Randall's or store or whatever, this gaze is on there.
What are they looking at?
Yeah, there's nothing there, guys.
I don't see it, guys.
And you're just gonna have to use your imagination. But that
looks like my mom's thighs. That's not exciting.
It looks like a package that your Amazon boombox came in. It's just flat, and
it's the Wish Wish.com version of a fucking sex doll, man.
Christ. Holy shit.
Like, here are some visuals, and it's a box.
Here we go. All right.
It's a box.
Where?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that scene. Yeah.
And there's no offense to Alyssa Milano or any others, and please do cut this if you have to decide on where to cut. But
No, it's staying in. I'm already like, yeah.
like, this movie has a lot of non-male gazy things, except for this one thing that they keep going to over and over.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you guys even know who you have here? Like,
And my thing is like, why do they never look at her tits?
They're there.
Is
They're there, and
it's
they're
probably
pretty
more
banging,
obscene
you
for like
know,
a child's
like-
One of
movie.
those. Yeah, it's.
I feel
Not
like looking
that
at
photo
someone's
that you
butt
sent there,
seems
Paul,
less
but
offensive.
like normally, hey-oh.
Yeah, looking
I
at
don't
someone's ass, it seems more or less offensive than looking at their tits, you know?
yeah. Maybe it was the times. I don't know. Now when we have it on like Modern Family or anything, just like literally that's a show on ABC Family, right? And there's a lot more curves in that show than anything in Double Dragon 1994.
Okay, so Daniel, favorite scenes in this movie?
Oh,
Since you are more
Jesus,
prepared
man.
than the rest
So,
of us.
when, was it Shuko?
Yeah.
There's a scene where they're fighting and they're in the fucking Deville's theater. And so it's a fucking old movie or old like classic theater.
Dude. I thought these guys were privileged looking at that fucking place.
You'd want that place? Yeah,
Fuck
me too. Yeah,
dude.
for sure.
That place is awesome.
Holy shit.
That is canon to the
But,
game too. You start outside a theater.
There's a scene where I think Mark Dacascos kicks fucking T-1000 through a fake wall, or it's a fake brick wall. Like it's just
wall.
paper or whatever. And one of my favorite scenes is when he bursts back through the other panel. And he's like, ha 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 ha. He had this major feat of breaking through fucking paper. Like, it was just fucking hilarious.
My shoulder pads are unscathed.
Then, so my next favorite scene, because there's a few, sorry guys. And if I steal any of them, my bad. But the goon in the fight scene where his hair gets fucking locked into a briefcase to like hold him down.
Fuck you.
Stop
Yep,
crying.
I'm bringing it up,
Stop
Roland.
crying.
Damn it.
Stop crying.
When they're pouring the gas,
It was a good one.
one of them's holding the
good
fucking,
gag.
or the dude guy's hair trap is holding the fucking like the suitcase as a boom box over his shoulder, and that was fucking hilarious,
let me give a
man.
little context to your fucking.
Go
scene
ahead,
there.
bitch.
And so, like when Jimmy's fighting, and that's Al Jong's character that he's fighting, and he beats him, he knocks him down on his ass. Billy comes up and like closes a briefcase or like a luggage case on his hair. And it's just like, oh, that's the end. I trapped his hair. He's done. He's knocked out or whatever. And then, yes, later on, Geisman, he's like, what are you guys going to do if this place, what does he say? It's like, it's so fire prone or some dumb shit. He snaps his fingers. And then you see Huey and Lewis. With Huey, Al Jong's, I think it's Al Jong's character, if unless he's Lewis, holding the goddamn briefcase that they shut on his fucking hair up to his side as he's pouring the gas.
It's on his shoulder. Yeah, it's like a boom box, dude. It's fucking hilarious.
He's pouring the gas. It was the funniest shit. It's so dumb, so fucking like, oh goddamn, this is the early '90s. This is late 80s, early 90s fucking like attempt to like throw in slapstick, Three Stooges humor into this bullshit. And I loved it. Like that was one of those little like, what is he doing that? Oh, it's so that was cool.
Okay, Dan, do you have any more?
I do actually. One of my favorite moments is when because that daytime, nighttime division between like when the cops can patrol during the daytime, then when the gangs have the control of this world at night. And then when the gangs broke the truce, the fucking chant, dude. I'm just like, I was imagining just like Tommy Chong going, the truce is over, man. Like, because that was the fucking chant. Like, the truce is over, man. Like, it was fucking hilarious, dude. I was like, waiting for like it was like a recycled like hippie chant from the 60s. It was fucking hilarious.
Did we bring up the fact that like whenever they were invading, was it the theater or what place was it where like we said it was like it seemed like that when they were storming the Capitol, like all these people were like in American flags and shit.
That was at the end of the movie.
At the end of the movie,
the end of the movie when they're invading the power core. The power core's home base.
Right.
And you see the guy like jumping in there with the like the American flag print pants.
Yeah.
And I forget what the hell else.
Seems pretty close to what's happening.
Oh no,
dude.
It's in the same spirit of stupidity.
Sure.
Other favorite scenes.
Christ.
You got one more, Daniel.
Where what's up?
I got one more.
All right, give me 1 second.
It's like, he's got to pick.
I know he's got to pick, so I got to give everyone else a chance because he might take them all.
Oh, fuck off! He already took.
Okay, I got it. In the scene where Alyssa Milano's character is torturing a bobo with the spinach, and
with keeping him regular.
She's interrogating him, and he spins this one line. It was like, I don't know anything. I told her everything I know. She's like, more spinach.
Stop acting dumb.
She tells him, quit acting dumb. I'm not acting. Yep.
Yeah.
That shit was fucking hilarious. And I'll put my book down for now.
Okay. Paul, did you have any scenes that you found fairly entertaining or were your favorite?
I mean, I liked personally the little slapstick in there, and like with the spinach torture scene, like this movie was made with like kids in mind. Like, let's not put this too over the top or whatever, so that we can get a big audience in here. And so my two favorites in there is like maybe 45 minutes in when you have the two brothers fighting against the combined gangs, and they get locked into this little shack, and it's like, oh no, what do we do from here? And they turn around and it's like, is that what I think this is? And then next scene is them bursting out of the shack onto a riverfront on these jet skis. And it's like,
fuck yeah, dude.
That's the most amazing. Yeah, the most amazing transition I've ever seen.
It was such a great scene leading up to that, right? Because like at that point, like you hear everybody trying to break into the shack or whatever, and all of a sudden it gets quiet, but you can sort of still hear the guys breaking in the background, and they're just like,
it's like you got all the tension of a zombie film. You've got everything that we're doing. It's like there's too many numbers, and now you settle it down. And then following that is the scene of the river. That look, this is like culture porn just for anybody who like lives in Los Angeles and Hollywood. I feel this was the director saying like, haha guys, this is where we work. Here's Hollywood and Vine, and here it is all flooded in the future. But to me, to maybe anyone else who literally has not visited this one set of 4 blocks in Hollywood, California, it's like, okay, whatever. I've seen better in like Planet of the Apes.
Yes, but I did. So I was telling Ray about this earlier. I did like a lot of the like sort of art backdrops that they included in a lot of this, sort of post-apocalypse New Angeles, like the river scenes and the city scenes or whatever. And that was one of them where you see them sort of, well, not sort of, but like going through the river, and like in the background you see sort of like a Japanese style like palace or whatever. Like this just
sorry. Can we go to a quick favorite quote? I'm sorry, but the whole like world of the earthquake or post-earthquake or whatever. But there was an ad where it was like, it's not your fault, it's all our fault. But I think that was a joke about like fault lines.
Yeah, you know what? That wouldn't be I wouldn't be surprised at all, because there are so many puns in this.
Like that shit made me laugh pretty hard, because I was thinking in geologic sense. I was like,
There's so many puns and like double.
My favorite was like, don't forget our location at Hollywood Harbor.
Yeah.
Roland, do you have any favorite scenes of this movie?
So I mean, aside from the one that Daniel mentioned about the Hencher getting his hair stuck on or whatever, I really fucking. So what stands out to me is one of the more humorous scenes in this movie when Jimmy and Billy are like trying to figure out how their half of the medallion works, and they're like, let's rub it, and Jimmy is just like, dude, this is dumb. We're like the double dorks. Like, why are we doing this? And he's like, come on, man, you gotta believe. Come on, have faith.
Wait.
And he starts rubbing.
Did
it
he
with
say
him.
that?
Well, he says something along those lines.
I was gonna say, because like the way you're saying it, like sounds like fucking Luigi.
Oh no,
and Super
obviously
Mario Bros.
I'm exaggerating.
Okay,
but like it's still in the main spirit of silly stupid that Billy puts out through this whole fucking movie. So like when they're holding it together, and then you hear the and they're like, and then you see Alyssa Milano kind of look around, and she like sort of like starts giggling to herself, and you see that guy with that one whistling tube or whatever. playing, and they're like, "Aw, boner kill." Like that was what I remember the most. Now, when I originally watched this movie as being the funniest shit ever. Just to sort of reiterate, that was one of the more memorable scenes to me. And in the end of the movie, when Abobo is like, "Can I drive?" And Jimmy is like, "Oh, this is fucking Billy fucking with us. I will get a chance to give some alone time with Marianne." And then Billy jumped out with the back seat and like, "What?" And then they both all look at him, at Abobo, and realize, oh shit, that's him. Right before he fucking hits the gas and shoots him off to hell, kind of thing. Like, and they're just like, bah, bah.
So that's why there wasn't a part 2, because they crashed like 4.5 seconds later.
He runs it off the bridge and they all drown. Yeah.
And then the Double Dragon was safe in the bay of New Hollywood.
Forever. Until Billy's Revenge and Double Dragon 4 and Double Dragon 5 and Neon. And apparently, or supposedly, the movie's in the works for a reboot or rewrite or something along those lines.
Cartoon?
No, I wish.
Oh.
Ray?
The only thing I could say about this movie that it's not great. I did like Robert Patrick's scenes in this movie. His dialogue was pretty terrible.
For you not saying,
but it seems pretty funny.
For you not saying that it falls into the not great like description, I still think that's ripe for the perfect setup in or category of so bad like it's good sort of thing, because like right after following this was Street Fighter.
Look, I've seen this movie a bunch of times.
So this was after Mario Bros. The movie, but before Street Fighter the movie, and like it was one of those ones that was just like those, like,
well, yeah,
this
I
is
mean,
so bad, but
I watched this plenty of times, just like I did Super Mario Brothers. These movies seem fairly forgotten.
With it falling into that category then?
Well, yeah, probably. It's not something I seek out entirely.
No. But all the same, like, yeah, it's one of those.
I did enjoy Robert Patrick's performance, and those are probably like the scenes that work for me.
I'd meant to mention this. I'd mentioned this when we were talking before we were recording, but this is another one of those movies that falls in and with like actors like going into something that's just completely out of their depth or whatever. And like,
out of their depth, I mean, I would say
like acting like an evil Vanilla Ice kind of thing.
Well, this seems like just a cash grab. I mean, it's a movie, so you're gonna make money off it. I can assume that they thought it was gonna make a lot of money, considering.
I haven't looked into that.
Maybe the property,
that information.
Maybe the property itself, like,
really didn't.
Was no, of course
obviously.
Not. Yeah. Maybe the property itself was successful enough for them to think that this would be successful, and maybe they would have like taken a different chance at like Super Mario Brothers did not.
Again, like the little I understand about it wasn't necessarily the property's popularity insofar as it was at this time, like it was a trend to have.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
adaptations of video games.
I don't think they went into it thinking that it would fail though.
No, right. Of course not. Right.
Yeah, so there's not much. Like I said, it's pretty much Robert Patrick in this movie. I think
every scene with Alyssa Milano bent over.
When I was a kid, yeah, and now I'm just kind of like whatever. As far as the ratings for this movie goes, the IMDb rating is a 3.8.
So like I was reading, that it was like in the negatives.
Pretty bad.
3.8. Holy fuck.
The budget for this movie was $7.8 million.
Wow.
And it grossed 2.3 worldwide.
Yeah, so it had like lost like $3 million, I think, from what I was reading on the IMDb, which is
it was less than $3 million. Yeah.
Fuck.
As far as ratings are concerned for this movie, I would say, Paul, what do you give this rating? 1 out of 5.
Let's see. I would give it
include your own personal nostalgia factor, and
I would give it 1.75 dragons.
Damn it.
Now,
1.75 double dragons.
Damn.
Now, granted, this is out of 2, but
Yeah.
adjust your scales accordingly.
Phooey.
Roland, what do you give this movie? 1 out of 5.
Oh.
I almost wish we could give it like a trauma rating, you know, like video game movie.
This totally
status,
feels like a trauma movie. God damn it.
Yes,
Like,
the Bobo everything.
Yeah.
It's like if trauma was Disney. Jesus.
I think to make it official, Bob would have to have like a huge veiny dick coming out of him or something. That seems very trauma related, you know?
Does he not? Was I just imagining that?
He would, but he'd be tucking it. All right.
Yeah,
He just moved it.
in
It's on
true
his
trauma
neck now. It wraps around.
Yeah, he has to be careful in case like he chokes himself in this excitement.
So 1 out of 5. Go ahead.
Fuck. No, I'll give this I'll give this a 2 out of love.
2 out of love.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I like a lot of, so I love movies that have that whole like trash future post-apocalyptic ish theme to them. And
I mean, knowing what you know now about 2007, I mean, 2007 wasn't that bad. So
no, it wasn't, because now it's worse. In 2021,
we're on the verge of a 2021 Mad Max scenario. So,
and you know what? That almost might be an improvement at this point.
Probably.
Christ.
So you said a 2.
Mm-hmm. I'll give it a 2 out of love because I like this movie, like, but not for the dialogue, not for the fucking, you know, the touchy-feely bullshit. I love Robert Patrick. Robert Patrick is high fucking hilarious.
Are you saying the touchy-feely shit because of the brotherly love?
It's disgusting.
That bothers you?
It's disgusting. Absolutely trash. Robert Patrick is the best part of this fucking movie. How does it end, Daniel? You were joking about it before, like when we just started this. It's like, you think I'm ugly or you think I'm evil? Wait till you meet my lawyers.
That was hilarious.
It was fucking hilarious. That was his last scene as they were tossing him in the
That should be part 2. I'm serious, you know, like, you know, they go to the whole court process. Like, they treat it like The Wire, you know? They're like, okay, from this system, we go to this system. So from the city, we go to the judicial system, and then we'll go to the, you know, yeah. It could work. We can write it.
I think it would actually still star Robert Patrick, except now he's in a suit.
He was always in a suit. Like, he's gonna be in his jail stuff, but it's gonna be like set up like a kimono or whatever, or or like a gi. Yeah, his prison gear is gonna be a gi, but like the fucking prison orange, just a fucking
orange.
Looks like a fucking white belt, you know.
But he's got the sleeves ripped off like a badass.
And then his fucking belt has like the DOC labeled all along it.
Okay, as far as ratings for me, I'm going to give it a 1.5 out of 5. Not as enjoyable as Super Mario Brothers, which I gave a bit higher rating, but Robert Patrick isn't enough for me to save more of this movie. But again, I still watch it as much as I can. So
we should have a Hall of Fame, like, iconic, weird ass as fuck.
This movie,
I'll put him up there with Cisco.
It's a film that just, if it shows up, I'll watch it.
Simon Phoenix,
I won't seek it out too much,
you know.
Not like it did this one.
With fucking Lo Pan.
Okay, shut up, Daniel.
Bitch,
you're up.
Please.
So I think I'm going to rate this movie probably the lowest I've given any movie we've done. I'm going to give it a flat 1.
We're going to cut this, right?
I said 1.5.
Like, it is a very fun movie. Like, I wasn't upset that I watched it, but I did notice that I was, you know, glancing off at like places on my wall at stuff that I know is there. And I was like looking at that in detail while like scenes of drama were happening or even action scenes. I was like, what if I move this over here? You know,
I bet when Abobo looked at his face in the mirror, you laughed. You horrible bitch.
No. Abobo was like one of the things that like fucking saved this movie for me, because that was like the great comedic relief, man. That was like the like Navy SEALs getting Osama fucking for me, man. Like that, like Abobo fucking kept me in this shit. He really did, man. Just his metamorphosis. It was beautiful.
his super shredder status. It's basically what it was, man.
Yes, but also his heart, buddy.
His heart.
He wanted to hang out with them. At the end of the movie, he just wanted to hang out with the Double Dragons, dude. He's just like, can we be friends instead of fighting? I'm tired of fighting, you know? And that's admirable, bud.
I can see Mark Dacascos having the heart to accept him, but Scott Wolf's character
is an idiot.
Yeah, he'd just be like, no, and then like the whole like ride on the way to Dairy Queen, like they're like, we're not gonna chocolate dip shit, and then Mark Dacascos is like, come on, man.
I'll get you.
Come on, man. Let him get it. Let him get a blizzard, man. Come on. Man.
And Scott Wolf is like, yeah.
And then he looks at him all fucking like quasi weird, like homophobically, because there were a lot of moments where like even when they did their little like double dragon fucking high five, where Mark Dacascos was looking at him just like, you're a tasty snack. On the real, man, there were moments where I was like, dude, you're looking kind of fucking just thirsty right now, Mark. You know,
maybe that's just his future look for Iron Chef, man. I mean,
right at those dishes. That's a tight filet mignon.
All right, so we can end this episode of Double Dragon. So, anything else to add about Double Dragon, guys?
Bitch.
All right. So the first one is, do you guys know what made this movie way better? Capoeira.
No, I agree. It totally would have. If he could have broken out some of those moves, it would have been pretty great.
I mean, he did-ish.
Nah.
Did those like half-ton kicks or whatever. The flips. And
it wasn't.
And I'm going to sneak in one more flawed. Like, it was the favorite scene that I was like going to like throw in if I had my list still, but Ray cut me off. I'm going to throw it in last second. But I love how the Power Corps sends out their most elite unit of toddlers to go up in kung fu stances against the invaders to their fucking premises.
Is this the midget army or something like that?
Yeah, like they make a joke about that, but yeah, they're like, no, they're so the place that feels safe. Midget. So yeah, send them into danger immediately, like against the Double Dragons. Like that makes sense.
No.
That reminds me of the scene in Meteor Man.
Oh, thank you for citing that. Oh, God damn it.
The suits are even the same, right?
Yes, yes, they are. They're all matching.
Now, Meteor Man took what made Double Dragon good and made it best.
So, should we have a part 2 for Meteor Man with Paul? Because he sounded like a contender for this shit.
Yes.
Maybe in the works.
On the first round of fun with Meteor Man.
Okay, so Paul, did you have anything else to add regarding Double Dragon?
Like I said earlier, if it's on, kick it somewhere else, maybe switch around, but come back for those final scenes. That final fight in the Power Corps headquarters is fun. It's actiony. It's very chaotic and colorful. Like imagine Batman 66, but in the future, right? So
with
there's
more people.
Yeah, if it had the little sound effects thrown in, and maybe there's going to be an edit of that, a fan edit maybe later, it's appropriate. And
that would win an award, actually.
Yeah, that ending, that finale is among the best of the era in those late 80s, early 90s.
All right. Okay, so I guess we'll be signing off now. My name is Ray, your host, and until next video game movie, I don't remember which one it is, but we'll figure it out.
'Tis I, Roland.
Enough said. Pacific Northwest pundit.
This is Daniel.
And our special guest
Why am I a
for this
pundit all
evening.
of a sudden, by the way? Why did you choose that word, Ray?
Bryce kept telling me to say it, so I'm saying it now.
All right. I guess I got to text Bryce now.
I need to. And our special guest for this evening, thank you, Paul, for joining us today.
Thanks for having.
And hope you can be on more episodes. Hopefully in better circumstances. Maybe we can all be in the same room at some point. But thank you again.
Yeah, we're right down the road from Edinburgh, actually, over
Jamie's.
at Jamie's. Yeah.
Okay,
10-minute drive.
we'll see you next time, or you can hear us next time on Cinekuest Video.
Base.
Tsek in
VO. Go. All right.
Yeah. Ayo div. Did you finally end it?